Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Business with SHMSS. Today we are going to learn about straight line method of depreciation. Before going into the video, please do subscribe my channel and press bell button to get more notifications on new videos. Let us go to the slides now. Straight line depreciation method. This straight line depreciation method is a very important method and it's a very easy method. So in calculating depreciation, first of all, let us have a look about the depreciation definition. Depreciation is a systematic allocation of cost of a tangible asset over its useful life. We already saw this definition in the separate video which made exclusively for depreciation, and this is just to remind or recall the definition of depreciation for better understanding. Now let us go to our topic. Straight line method of depreciation is a very easy and simplest way of calculating depreciation for accountants, and this is a very popular method that is being used around the world in most of the companies. So with regards to the straight line method of depreciation, let us see the equations that are involved in calculating those depreciation. So straight line depreciation is equal to cost less salvage value divided by useful life. For salvage value, we have another word called residual value, and depreciation rate is equal to 1 divided by useful life into 100. This is expressed as percentage. Let us go to the terms definition. Cost is the purchase price of an asset or historical cost or historical purchase cost of an asset. The salvage value here mentioned as salvage value is here. Salvage value, it is a estimated book value of an asset after depreciation is completed. So once depreciation is completed, let's say for 5-year useful life asset, after 5 years the value of the asset has been declined to 0, but even though it will have a market value or market value or revaluation. So in other words, market value or selling price after the depreciation is completed, that is called a salvage value. It's a scrap value, that at how much a dollar you can sell that asset in that current market. Next is a useful life. Useful life is a estimated number of years that asset is likely to be retained or remain in the service or for generating the revenue in the company or factory or anywhere else. Depreciation rate is very rarely used thing, and for doing questions we will use this equation and see how to calculate the depreciation rate. So it's very important to have a better remembrance of depreciation equation. Only cost is minus salvage value or residual value divided by useful life. This equation is going to be applied in the following questions. Next we will do around couple of questions to understand the straight line method depreciation in a very easy and simplest way. Firstly, what is depreciation? So firstly we will say, for the first question is, what is the depreciation expense using the straight line method on an asset costing 10,000 if it has a useful life of 4 years and a salvage value of 2,000. So we have to use the same depreciation formula that we learned in our previous slide. So cost minus the residual value or salvage value divided by useful life. So cost is 10,000 here and salvage value is 2,000 here. and useful life is 4 years, so we get 2000 as depreciation expenses. The question number 2 says, if an asset has useful life of 4 years, what is the annual straight line depreciation rate? We already calculated depreciation rate. Depreciation rate is equal to 1 divided by useful life into 100, and it is expressed as a percentage. So depreciation rate is equal to 1 divided by useful life is 4 years. So substitute useful life as 4 years into 100 is 25% is the depreciation rate. Question number 3, what is the depreciation expense using the straight line method on an asset costing 15,000 and useful life is 5 years and salvage value is 3,000? This question and this question are similar questions, only the amount is different. Let us attempt to do this question. The depreciation is cost is 15,000 and salvage value is 3,000. Useful life is 5 years, so 5 years. So we get 2,400 as depreciation expense for that year. Question number 4, if the annual depreciation expense using the straight line method is 1,500 and the asset has a cost of 8,000 and useful life of 3 years, what is the salvage value? Now they are not asking for depreciation, they are asking for salvage value. To calculate salvage value, we have to do some substitutions, like we use the same equation, depreciation is equal to cost minus salvage value divided by useful life. So we know what is the depreciation here, so 1,500 equal to 8,000 is the cost of the asset minus salvage value. That is the question to be derived. We put x for salvage value and divide by useful life is 3 years, then make x as a subject of this equation and we get 3,500 as salvage value of the asset. Question number 5, if an asset has a cost of 6,000, salvage value is 1,500, annual straight line method depreciation expenses 1,125, and now they are asking for useful life of the asset. To find the useful life of the asset, we can use the same formula, depreciation is equal to cost minus salvage value or residual value divided by useful life. In the useful life position, we put x to identify the useful life. So depreciation is 1,125, cost is 6,000 here, and 1 minus 1,500 is the salvage value, divide by x is the useful life, then make x as subject of this equation and we find that 4 years is the useful life of the asset. Question number 6, if the straight line method depreciation rate is used on an asset is 5%, what is the expected useful life of the asset? As we know, for this question, you can see these question number 5 and question number 6. Question number 5 and question number 6 are similar questions, but equations that are used or data that are given in these questions are different from each. So in here we can use the depreciation formula, but here we have to use depreciation rate formula. So depreciation rate formula, we know we have to divide 1 by useful life into 100. So we know we already have been given the depreciation rate 5%. So 5 is equal to 1 divided by useful life is x into 100. So we substitute or make x as a subject of the formula, then we get 20 years of useful life. Next, if an asset has a cost of 12,000 and salvage value of 3,000, what is the depreciable cost using straight line method? Here the question is quite different. they are asking for depreciable cost. What is depreciable cost? Depreciable cost is the cost where the depreciation is calculated throughout the year. That means depreciable cost is equal to cost of the asset minus the salvage value or the residual value. So the cost of the asset minus salvage value, we get 9,000 as depreciable cost. So if we are given a useful life of 3 years, let's say we are given, so from this depreciable cost of 9,000, we divide by 3, then we get 3,000 as depreciation. So this is why I have shown this 3,000 is to understand what is depreciable cost. If the depreciable cost of an asset is 16,000 and it has a useful life of 8 years, what is the annual depreciation expense? As we already saw in this question number 8, the depreciable cost is 16,000. Just divide 16,000 by 8 years, you get 2,000 as depreciation expense. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe my channel and press bell button icon to get more videos notification. And if you have any questions, you can comment it below for taking and including that in my next videos with your name if required. Thank you very much once again.